Amy Barrett-Theron from South Africa is here to see fair play is done by all. So here we are then, Act 2 of the England-Wales trilogy in this, the second round of the Women's Six Nations. And Wales get us underway. Short kickoff dealt with well by England, who lacked accuracy in that opening 40 minutes in Italy last week. Daly McLean puts it high into the Twickenham sky. Welcome to your 50th cap, Sinead Harris. Thumb back.
Nice to get an early touch, though, whatever kind of touch it is.
Counter-ruck is good.
Physicality is going to be a huge part of this game. Spoke to Roland Phillips this week about that. Knows that England can just push that power button. Saw that with the under-20s last night up in Newcastle, and saw it in Italy last week. But Wales will come at England with everything that they have. Parker just feeds Harris Phillips. Evans and Wilkins to Filippo. Showing some width here, Wales. Lake. Governor Williams smashed back in attack, and it's Burfoot, the glue. There's so many good things for England. Hardly gets the headlines. There's another one, Sarah Hunter. Back at the ground where she won her 100th cap for England. Back in the autumn against Canada. Killed up. Waterman. Pearce. Phillips is there. Bright start from both teams. Rocky Clark, little juggle. Bad cut under her eye last week. Kildun and Pearce. Sensible stuff from Ellie Kildun, as it putting that ball back inside.
Could so easily have gone the other way off the pitch. Handed the ball back.
Molly Packer. Rochelle Rocky Clark. Riley, Daly McLean wider this time for Burfoot, who just steps. Took the pass high, and that defence was drifting out. Daly McLean, who's done again. Good tackle from Karen Lake. Had to be as well. England, great patience here. And of course, just as you say that, turn that ball over. England, Wales, as we expect, never going to lack any physicality at all. Little mix-up between Lewis and Butchers, and England will have the scrum. Really bright start from England.
Bright start from England. So much continuity, but a little bit scrappy from both teams. The mistakes coming in. Suppose not surprising in the early stages of a big game like this. In the end, though, it's England who've come off better. It's a great attacking opportunity here.
It's an impressive outing, considering all the newbies in that Welsh squad.
Yeah, let's keep them honest with space.
Last week against Scotland.
Sarah, just check in on the Sarah.
Really accurate at times. An aggressive ball carrying, and really aggressive in defence as well. Having spoken to both coaches this week, expecting nothing less. As you said at the beginning, this is England-Wales.
Yeah, both teams noticeably going in pretty high in the contact area, not content with just a grab round the ankles, shoulders going in at chest height, showing the opposition we're here.
Yep.
We're going to push you backwards.
Time back on.
There's Lake on that far side who's receiving some treatment.
Not a chance.
She's still not right, so Wales, now with 14 players, and not easy, because this England scrum was super impressive, especially in that second half last week.
And this is exactly what Wales don't want, isn't it? To start the game, 14 players short in defence with this threatening England backline.
She's just going to walk off the back.
Looks like a sad end for Karen Lake. through the pathway. Carried really well
Time
last
back
week, the Sprays lady. Sarah Hunter, epitome of that excellent scrum from England.
Crouch.
Ball against the head to get her hat-trick try. She'd fumbled her lines in the scrum before, to be fair. I think a 7 in front wanted their captain to finish on a good note, score that hat-trick with a ball against the head. Rock solid for Hunter. Pierce. Pace. Lady winning her second cap, no fear there. Daly McLean wider. Water a great hands. It's down, and it's England. With that first score, certainly looks like it.
I think the assistant referee's got her arm up, hasn't she? Saw a bit of touch there. It was lovely hands from Danielle Waterman, wasn't it, to Abby Dow. Just not quite enough space for her to finish it off.
Flag is raised on that far side. Wales line at real pressure. Karis Phillips, 38th cap today.
Advantage.
Loads more than her father. Now Parker under real pressure.
In the air,
Got to win those battles. Having in Wales, you've got to win your set piece. That physical battle, not only at set piece but around the park as well.
You have to, with the threats that England have got in this back line. Here's Abby Dow trying to get in, but foot in, clearly foot in touch, wasn't it? Just before she made it over the line. But yes, the physicality around the park, the ability to win at scrum and line. Wales have to. What a tackle that is! Brilliant tackle. Abby Dow would have thought she was in there, but Kavanagh Williams.
It's a smashing, literally, piece of defensive work from Kavanagh Williams. Try scorer last week. In her hometown, England take the line out. There's a Wales throw. Just breaks down out wide. Bluck tries to take it for Wales. Very different winger to Kavanagh Williams. Riley. Not a good pass for Tamara Taylor to go down. Far too far for Tamara Taylor. Offside anyway.
Sorry, Johnny. Leanne Riley's just struggling to get a radar right at the moment, isn't she? That one to ground for Tamara Taylor, who's in a couple of passes. One to Burford, one to Daly McLean that have gone very high, which has stopped England's flow. But you were talking earlier, weren't you, about how important it is for Wales to get their set piece right. They can't afford for turnovers like that. England just all of the possession at the moment.
Rona Phillips saying this week just how settled the England side are. Yes, there's a few new caps, of course, Pearce and Kildana and Doubt. There's absentees on the 7th circuit. But this pack is pretty much unchanged the last couple of years. Got to get parity there. England interestingly go for the corner. To Abby Scott. Did her ACL against Wales this time last year. Back fit now, running that line out for England. It's been their go-to. So technically good in that area, but Wales have defended really well. Got it to ground. Cleal. And Cleal is there. Player of the match last week. Try, her first ever try for England. And she backs it up in this round too with their second try.
Ominous for Wales, isn't it? England, second half last week, so dominant in the pack, so dominant with those big ball carriers, Cleal, Hunter, Taylor. Wales did a really good job to slow this down initially, but England are close to the line. They've got the momentum. First of all, Rocky Clark takes it up. Then Poppy Cleal lurking at the back, and it's the leg drive, just gets over the line, and then has the time to place it. Hits the line, and referee saw that first before any of the players managed to celebrate.
Good latching on from the skipper as well. Daly McLean. It's over 430 points now for Katie Daly McLean.
She had the presence of mind, Poppy Cleal, didn't she? She knew where the line was. She got taken down, was able to reach round. turning into such an important ball carrier for this England team.
Good geography from Poppy Clear. Said it was going to be a real battle between those back rows today. Great balance in both of them.
She's through the middle.
Well, so pleased. You can see the physicality from England to welcome back Charlotte Harris. Took your power. There's Rachel Burford. Right, it's a better pass.
Touch.
Taylor Kings comes off the hand. Snowsill. He's under pressure. Pearce couldn't take it, otherwise she was underneath the sticks.
Yeah, the kick didn't end up where Katie McLean intended it to in the first place because of the touch, but it nearly worked out perfectly for England because it was an awkward bounce for Snowsill.
Blood. One red.
And there's Snowsill, one of those back in the side today from Sevens duty. Bristol player, hasn't played a huge amount of fullback.
No, but has the skill set for it, doesn't she? The all-round awareness, the boot, ability onto the high ball.
There's too much space between you two.
Just the kick then that did for her, didn't it? Wasn't it?
All-round redness as well. Got the red boots on. Aesthetically pleasing.
Crouch. Bind.
Charlotte Pearce, one of those players who can make things happen. Talking to Simon Middleton. Gave her a debut last week off the bench. Just one of those, just can't take her eyes off her electric pace. No, Jess Breach, of course, she's out with the sevens with the likes of Natasha Hunt, Emily Scarrett, Alex Matthews, Lydia Thompson, Wilson Hardy.
Support your body weight. Stay. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Penalty Wales at scrum time.
You see a look on the face of Rocky Clark when she looked up to see which way the arm was pointing. She was not happy then.
The 5.
Brilliant from Wales in the scrum there. That this is exactly what they wanted, to get the upper hand on England early on in that area.
And England's scrum in that 22 was rock solid, but that one, such an important area. Psychologically, so as much as anything else.
Same for her side. Let's go.
The innocent look.
Skills at the back.
I wonder if she practices it in the mirror.
I'm sure she does.
Cap 134. If they're getting the scrum right, they're not getting the line out right, and that's 2 in a row now for Wales. Going to the tail, it's a risky ball. And Abby Scott is just moving up and down the line out, just picking it off at the moment. Daly McLean, second time she's been charged down. Hannah Black and Snowsill offered herself very nicely from fullback. Parker. Wilkins was, I think, slightly wider. Hannah Jones and for Karen Lake early in the piece.
Yeah, she got stuck. Don't keep her in the either.
And Miss Wales' pressure has come from that Katie Daly-McLean kicks. Clearly something they've talked about in the change room, because you could see Katie Daly-McLean scheduling to Charlotte Pearce to go back left. The play was going one way. They kicked back over this way. It's not really working at the moment, is it? Just giving the ball back to Wales.
Space is there, just not the execution at the moment from Katie Daly-McLean.
No, I mean, it wouldn't hurt just for her to take a couple more steps depth, would it? That would give the space to, give her the time and space to get the kick accurate. And as you say, there's a lot of space in behind there, which is why they've clearly been talking about it in the change room, identified that as a weakness.
Third line out in a row. On the way of Wales, putting it in. I wonder whether they're trying to target Eleanor Snowsill in a positional play. That's the level of detail both these squads operate in now. Yes, good tackle on Black. Contest for the ball there as well. De Filippo, across the Hartbury player.
Lost it now. Last feet.
Vice captain as well, the inside centre. Wales shipping that ball side to side, but not making any inroads to England. Defensive wall of England is just coming up. That's better for Melissa Clay. Attacking that ball, and then there's Beth Lewis.
Not on the ball. Last feet, 10.
Phillips rolled well. Had to get that ball back.
Knock on, Rick.
Thomas knocked
No
on by
advantage.
Wales, playing advantage. Waterman.
No advantage. Lost on the ground by Red.
No advantage, says the referee.
You hit the nail on the head about Wales's play, I think, Johnny. A little bit too lateral. They're getting a bit more possession, aren't they? But at the moment, it's chain passing down the line, and all the players drifting out. So not only are there no switches to challenge the defence, even the ball carriers moving outwards and just taking the defence with them.
And this is the first issue, isn't it? Not being able to get their own ball. Come on, line out, Doctor.
They're reading the line out brilliantly, aren't they, the England defence? Abby Scott with her eyes open, telling the support players where to come.
Very good operator in that area. Abby Scott.
So she's got what on it? Blood on her jersey?
Becoming a real leader within this England side.
All good. Time back on.
Abby Scott,
Ladies, I want you closer.
second row alongside
keep it up.
Tamara Taylor.
Should be feeling right at home. Harlequins player, home pitch, knows every blade of grass out here. Like Rachel Burford, Leanne Riley.
Ear to ear, not head to head. Bind.
Idea these Wales players playing in the
Steady.
Tills Premier 15s as well. Competition that just grows with every round that's played. Ball is hooked. Have to nowadays. Daly McLean. Little wrap around. Thought it was going to go to Daly McLean. Went to Kildun. Riley's got that radar right now, hasn't she? Pearce.
Back.
It's plenty of energy, doesn't she?
It's good to see her off her wings so much, really getting involved.
There's that aggressive defence from Wales, the hand in there. It's the full penalty. Can't afford to do it now, Amy Evans.
No, it was really didn't look like there was much attempt to catch that ball either, did it? She might be a little bit lucky there. England just getting ahead of themselves. Some really good stuff coming in the back line now, stringing together the moves and the passes, but you saw it the far side, Abby Dow just got in front of Charlotte Pearce, just getting a little bit overexcited, need to hold back, real pace onto the ball.
Is that a attempted catch, inverted commas?
It's close, wasn't it?
Short of the England's brains trust. Simon Middleton, Scott Beeman, Matt Ferguson.
More.
And sneaking on the edge of the screen was Joe Yapp, under-20s coach, legend of the women's game.
Plenty of players talk about her and their development to this senior level.
It's available.
Just feel England just need to roll the sleeves up, possibly just take Wales on a little bit more physically, earn that right to go wide. Taylor McLean just had the stop of the pass. Waterman, those feet. Abby Dow, she won't be denied this time. Try number 7 in this, her 4th cap.
An outrageous statistic is that, Abby Dow. She is an excellent finisher, really strong, really aware, brilliant in defence as well. Watch this from Danielle Waterman. She looks in, she looks out. That's what fixes the defender. That's what creates the space for Abby Dow. And Abby Dow is going to make no mistake from there. But they earned the right, didn't they? Those big carries from the forwards, first of all. Brilliant pass from Burford, and then just a little duck inside from Waterman, held up the defence.
Well, we did a Materials Premier 15s game. You're playing for Was. Remember who it was at the time, but compared us to Jason Robinson, that bounce in the air, do you go off the left foot, do you go off the right foot? Was it you actually said?
Pat Sanderson, I think, made that
Pat.
Brilliant comparison.
I knew it was one England skipper, or former. The kick from the touchline as well, but you know it's coming with Nolly Waterman. Hardly anything you can do about it, just puts it on a plate for Dow.
Yeah, first of all, the big pass from Burford. And Nolly Waterman, it's a combination of the feet and the awareness inside, knowing that if she dummies inside, that's just going to make the defender think twice, and that little hesitation is all it needs to create the space on the outside.
England up by 2 tries in this first quarter.
Leave it wide.
Filippo, one of those players who can get Wales over that gain line. Need her to do that. Shot at Harris.
You're right, sorry.
Waterman looking for that gap. Half found it. Cockay and then Sarah Bird. A starlet of the World Cup. Really was outstanding. Block up against Dow. It's good strength from Dow. Look at that ground covered by Clark as well, and Cleal. It's about all Wales can do at the moment. Just put it out to touch relative safety.
Yeah, that time the Daley McLean kick worked really well, didn't it? The kick through into the space where else Snowsill wasn't standing. I think he's enjoying the game, Prince Harry.
Just watching this one, he's going home after this.
Yeah.
And I suspect he will probably move across the road to watch the men's game later on today. A little special tingle when the Six Nations comes around. The English and Welsh round even more special when it's England against Wales. Pearce, great catch. The ball just moved away. Scott a little bit upright. Harry's dealt with her well.
Get out of there, 8.
Dana McLean pull back for Rachel Burford. Here comes Sarah Burt. Back inside. Riley, she's looking down that short side. No, she comes open side and she goes herself. England at a canter, pouring forward, and already chalked up try number 3.
It's the continuity and the speed of the ball that Wales are really struggling with now. This wasn't the best kick from Daley McLean, didn't go quite as deep as she intended it to, but what a take from Charlotte Pearce when the ball moved in the air unexpectedly. And then they just recycle the ball so quickly, England move it into space. Sarah Bird might as well be a winger. Then the awareness popping inside to Rachel Burford. And Leanne Riley does well here because she looks one way, realises that that's where all of the Welsh defence is, and decides to go the other. It's Leanne Riley that benefits from that play from England, but it was a team try, that one, wasn't it?
Certainly was. My calculations, that's her first try in an England shirt. Not an easy road to get to playing for England But now she's got her opportunity.
You can just see the Welsh defence pouring blind, because I think that's the way that England are going to go. That leaves a space right around the side of the ruck, and Leanne Riley made the most of it.
Option, scrum. Yep. Yep.
21-0. Down on our left-hand side. We'll just draw a discreet veil over the restart. Save the blushes. Robin Wilkins is Rachel Burford, who's trotting back now, got that left knee heavily strapped, just up to the halfway. There she is.
Trying it out on her way back, a little step in and out, a little bit ginger, but often you can run these things off, and there's no way she's going to want to go off unless she absolutely has to.
Mentioned it last week, Reggio.
Bind.
IRPA Special Merit Award for her inspirational work off the field. Very glitzy award ceremony back in November in Monaco. Doesn't crave the headlines, but is a superstar of this England side, Rachel Burford. Clear. Wales just can't get hold of the ball at the moment. You couple that with losing lineouts as well. Most aggressive defence in the world, but at some point you're going to have the ball in hand.
And a little bit of respite for Wales. Clearly a forward pass for England, but you're right, Wales playing off scraps at the moment. They need the set piece to start working. Yeah, just clearly forward from Daly McLean. But what do you do now if you're Wales? They're stuck in their own half, so you know you'd think we need to kick, get up the other end of the pitch, but they've had so little possession. Really want to be giving possession away.
Bind. All right, that's fine. Just reset.
Sarah Byrne just pops up. Wasn't happy with something in there. Up against Lucia Thomas. Both play down in the West Country. Thomas at Bristol. Experienced campaigner, 47th cap this afternoon. Sarah Byrne on her 17th cap. In a year and a half she's been playing prop. Moved up from the back row, you can see that with her ball playing ability and carrying. Sarah Hunter, smack on the wrist, she's come illegally through the gap. The Parker decides to take it quickly, trying to get Wales going, just trying to motivate somehow. Kavanagh Williams. Been a worst idea from Parker. Lineker in that second row today, was in the back row last week. Harry's playing at 8 today. Butchers. Counter rock from England, just not committing enough players to that breakdown from Wales. These are fixable things though. Just stay in this half down, back inside to Byrne. With acceleration, and Daly McLean with the footwork. Now it's Marnie Packer with a fend. Pace of ball again. Tamara Taylor, clear, great pass to Clark. Wales up quickly again. And just slow it down for England. Tamara Taylor carrying well in this opening 27 minutes here at the Twickenham Stoop. Byrne, it's a little bit high from Amy Evans. Crowd on that far side certainly letting the referee know.
Time's off.
The referee certainly had a lot of help from the crowd there.
Captain. Dangerous tackle. Okay, just needs to
very clearly at head height, wasn't it? You can't argue with that.
I'm going to say the same thing to them. Is that necessary after the whistle is gone? I'll have a look. I'll have a look. Yep.
Karis Phillips.
Come back on. Yep.
Trying to get something, isn't she?
Come back on.
England winning the set piece. The breakdown enabling them to get quick ball. They're disrupting Wales when they do have the ball, and they're giving away penalties with high tackles now.
And Phillips asking the referee, pleading with the referee, England off their feet at the breakdown. Wales need to put more numbers in those breakdowns, don't they? England able to counter-ruck at the moment because there aren't enough in the breakdown.
It's catching. Or not.
Advantage over.
Snow sill. See those really good feet of hers. Good rugby brain on her, Eleanor Snowsill. 45th cap today. 3 World Cups under her belt. As is that lady. Played here 2010 in the final. Loss against New Zealand. Loss against New Zealand, of course, in the World Cup final last year, England. They were only defeated in 2017. Cleal. Naomi Cocaine back in the starting. 15 this afternoon, can't take it.
So close, she's not pleased. Not pleased with that one, Amy Cocaine. Publicly did really well to see her there.
I know you punter, but just down there after the tapping.
Just shrugs off the tackle. Amy Cocaine just can't go out. She wasn't expecting it, was she? Not the best run for Amy Cocaine. That throw just inching over the Wales side.
Crouch.
For any youngsters watching on, watch Amy Cocaine's eyes. Eyes went up before she had the ball in hand.
Keep it up.
Sometimes you start thinking about what you're going to do next before you remember to catch the ball.
Last tip, yeah.
Scrum's going right for Wales as well. Just caught Leanne Riley, good work at the base. She's grown in this game, had a wobbly couple of minutes. Her passes were wobbly, an opening 5 minutes.
Play on.
Played really well ever since, as have England.
Lost it now.
But just tried to turn that ball over, just smashed off it. Burfoot, Kildun. She's got serious gas, and there it is. The bonus points already within half an hour. England at their second home. Romping the tries in.
Too many threatening runners out there for Wales to cope with. It was Welsh ball, they never quite regrouped properly. After this in defence, Leanne Riley, Katie McLean, the ball behind, which is what buys England the space. And the problem here for Wales is they can't match player for player. They've got Carol Thomas, #1, trying to defend Ellie Kildun. Ellie Kildun sees the mismatch. The Welsh wider defence are watching Danielle Waterman, watching Charlotte Pearce, and that just leaves enough space for Ellie Kildun. Real good awareness for her to realise.
I think it looked like that they picked up from that second half in Italy. They were so inaccurate in that first half in Reggio, giving penalties away. Zayna McLean ups the ball against the post, can't get the extras. But it's accurate, it's precise, it's great to watch.
Yeah, and there's the mismatch, you see. It was really Carol Thomas's tackle. And a block at the last minute, tried to move in to make the hit, but it was too late. But England's continuity, again, just making it hard for Wales to reorganise quickly enough.
Try number 6. Cap number 5. Trying her debut in the autumn. Started in the fullback shirt in that second test here at the Stoop. Scored 2 tries and a try over the road at Twickenham in that third game against Canada. Wales came into this Six Nations with a bit of practice themselves, had a warm-up game against Ireland. And looking at that long-term project, yes, it's about today, of course, for Roland Phillips and Paul Young, Gareth Wyatt. But it's a long-term project in between the World Cups, trying to harness the explosion of women's rugby in Wales, trying to keep them interested. Daly McLean, nice step.
Advantage.
All part of the plan.
Always hold the defenders up when you stumble over like that.
Yep. Captain? Just keep them on. Captain, that's sooner. Yeah. Okay, don't force my hand. Yeah, have a chat. Tackles need to be lower.
A trill blast on the referee's whistle. It's Bill Latham there. Digital reporter for the RFU. And Dave Barton as well with the binoculars. It's a great thing communication-wise with the British and Irish Lions in the summer. Former RFU employee himself.
Gotta work a little bit.
But the referee just saying it's third time that there's high tackles. Wanted to stop it, nip it in the bud. Don't force my hand, I think the words were.
Yeah, there was no arguing with the tone of that whistle blow was. So it was very, very clear to the players that the referee was not happy. And very clear message, go and talk to your players, sort it out, because the next one will be a different result.
Just on the back foot in everything. At the moment, Wales just trying to get a hand on England. Scott rifles it down to Riley and then clear. Such a big carrier. Packer as well. Pace of the ball. Cleo decides to go round the fringe. Taylor McLean. Pull back for Water. And down the two Wasp players combining. Chipped ahead. Butchers is there to save the day.
It's probably a bit too much on that chip, wasn't it? Wasn't there from Abby Dow? Too long, too easy, no pressure.
Stay on that side.
Right decision for you to boot the ball. The look says it all, but the viewers can't see that too.
No, I think England have so much pressure going their way at the moment. Keep the ball in hand, keep the continuity, and you make it over the line. That said, always want to encourage young players to try something different, so don't want to be too critical.
Kildare. Black racing up. Two of these youngsters, two of these finds in the last 6 months or so. Kildare and Pearce. Hunter, 55th cap as England's skipper. Burford, that knee seems to be all right.
Back foot.
Trying to float the pass out. Marley Packer had Tamara Taylor outside.
Back foot.
Wales wrestle back possession through an England mistake, but look where they are. 5 metres from their own line. Filippo loses her footing as well. Wales will get the scrum, but they're right in the shadow of their own posts.
Yeah, talking about right decisions or wrong decisions, I've got to say there, trying to move the ball wide that close to your post when you've been under so much pressure, probably the wrong decision from Wales. You've got to clear your lines there when you've been under so much pressure. England's defence was organised, able to put so much pressure on so quickly.
It's a very different squad. We've had a World Cup, of course, in between.
Crouch.
You think back to last year's Six Nations.
Set.
63-0 it was to England.
Walking around. Blue said.
11 tries in all.
If you want to lead,
4 already here for England.
Blue said's taking it forward.
Wales, they just need to finish this half. It's 4.5 minutes.
Thank you.
Get to touch, take the line out, have some possession, take something into half-time.
Exactly that, a bit of possession, get the ball to the line.
But they haven't found touch, and Nolly Water, she's so good at sidestepping, she's sidestepping her own players now. Riley. Clear. Taken by Snowsill. Good tackle from the little and on the big one. Down. Kicks it back inside. Waterman can't pick up the loose ball again. Wales will
Knock on White.
have the put into the scrum. Just a little bit loose from England. The last couple of passages of play.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's hard to be critical of England because they have had such good continuity, been so threatening, played in the right places, challenging the forwards, moved it out wide, but getting a little bit overexcited now by their success and just playing a little bit loose.
Can't really see it particularly well here from commentary or at home probably, but it is rainy. It's a heavy drizzle.
That horrible, fine, greasy rain, isn't it?
Crouch.
Wet rain.
Wet rain.
Fine.
The unusual kind.
All right. I won't get to the next step until you've got your bind, so get it.
Just looking at the report from Michael Fish, Ricky Johnson. And again, Wales have that possession,
Crouch.
which they have had very little of in the first half.
Bind.
Have just edged the scrums, got one or two more penalties than England.
What's happening?
Every time before you say bunch, she's just stop.
All right, get your timing right. Just listen to my call, okay?
Oh, she's a bit too early, sir.
Yeah, that's all. Minor issue. We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Lovely from Carrot, Thomas. So just a bit early, sir, is it? To referee Amy
Bind.
Barrett through on.
Set. Keep it up. Keep it up.
It's an area they've been working on, England. The push button scrum to try and get turnovers, try and get penalties, and there it is.
There's safety. Two's going
Right on cue. Bit of afters as well.
Thanks. Thank you.
Right in front of the crowd as well, which doesn't help.
Captain.
You were just talking about
Captain.
Wales having a bit of parity in the scrum, and that's exactly
Captain.
what they didn't want.
Time off, yep. We've got a few minutes to half time, ladies. You need to sort out your players, okay? I can understand everyone's pumped up, but once the whistle's gone, get back, set yourselves up, okay? Time back on.
That knowing smile from Sarah Hunter. Why are we surprised? It's England-Wales. We're not surprised.
We're not surprised at all. It didn't look like there was anything in it, really, did it? Poppy Cleal, Sinead Harries having a couple of words with each other.
Just over a minute.
But that was the last sort of bastion, wasn't it, for Wales, that scrum in this first half, and England have just said, right, we'll just push you off your own ball again. That's what annoyed Wales.
Use it.
England told to use it very, very clearly by the referee. Emeka Kane didn't listen, and Wales have held out because another try there, and it is a mountain. Not just a Snowdon mountain, a huge mountain to climb.
That's a really big moment for Wales. Totally under the cosh. Just came across way worse at scrum time. And then to repel England in this driving maul. The referee's shouting, use it, use it, use it.
Okay. I called use it to try bail you out, but once she stays on. 8.
Referee's communication has been exemplary all game. Very clear again there.
In, red. Get in. Get in.
Amy Evans with the communication to Phillips. Had a bright first half against Scotland, held out in that second half, and Scotland came back so strongly. We need a massive second half here, Wales. The throw is not straight.
Option. Scrum. Scrum. White ball.
Phillips will be so unhappy with herself there. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to, to lead from the front, to give that away just before half time when they've been under the cosh in the scrum.
I know you would have been out in the back getting cold on a day like today, but do you throw to the tail? There's 2 or 3 times now when they've lost the line out, they've gone to the tail. When all you really need is a bit of possession.
And minus seconds till half time when you want to keep things tight, not give the ball away.
Down. Wilkins, good tackle, but Dow just pumped her legs through the challenge. Daly McLean. Waterman trying to create another 2-on-1. Did it go backwards? The referee is happy to play on clearly. Outstanding 40 minutes again.
Sorry.
England looking for try number 5. Burford into Lillicrap. Shaw and Lillicrap. Marley Packer. Through the middle is Byrne. So powerful.
Back foot.
And again, one more.
Here, Leanne Riley just saying one more forwards, one more, and then we'll give the backs their opportunity. Of course, I know we'll take it on. Many would argue it, Rocky Clark.
Hold.
Riley to clear. Use that power. Look at the determination from Wales to hold them out. Big moment here in this game. Daly McLean, they're lining up outside. And but for the pass and the catch, it would have been another score. But it isn't. And Wales hold out for that last minute anyway. And psychologically, that will be important for them, because they have been very much second best in this first half here at the Twickenham Stoop.
There were players lining up out there. We never, almost never see that sort of error from Rachel Burford, handling pass to one of her best mates, Danielle Waterman. I'll have a word back in the changing rooms.
Well, it's England in command here at the Twickenham Stoop, 26 points to 0.
Captain Red. Lost it now. Lost feet. Lost it now. Lost feet. guys are welcome to.
We've started finishing. We've started with finishing. It just means you've got to work hard to get to that back.
It's alright. I'll see how far I get. Game plan. Just keep running. Everyone. Just keep running. No stoppages.
In round one, 4 tries, that bonus point.
I think it's all there. Wow. 100%. And Beanie.
26-0 at half-time here at the Twickenham Stoop, in the shadow of Twickenham. The second round of this Women's Six Nations game.
Game off.
And at times, some exhilarating rugby from England. The bonus point already secured by England, adding to that bonus point over Reggio last week. And they really picked up from that second half in Italy. It was a shaky one in that first 40 minutes in Reggio, but they've been accurate, hardly given Wales anything, and precise and patient as well, and some brilliant scores, Sude.
England wanted to hit the ground running, picking up from Italy. They'll be really pleased with the way it's gone. As you say, that the continuity, the way they've been able to move the ball into the open spaces, the forwards really challenging the Welsh pack, getting the ball over the gain line, earning the right for the back three to really have a go.
It's that old adage, isn't it? Adage, put the teeth back in. You win the physical exchanges, you put yourself on the front foot, half the game is won, if not more. And England have dominated physically against Wales. That aggressive defensive line from Wales just has been redundant at times, just the pace of the ball.
And really ominous for Wales then at the end of that first half, when England started to get ascendancy in the scrum as well.
Their last area where they were getting some parity. Wales, a couple of penalties at scrum time, but England, that last scrum just drove straight over the top. No changes for either. Charlotte Harris, 50th cap today.
No, it's a rip by White.
That won't matter in the slightest for the proud Scarlet. It's a much better second 40 minutes here. Bluck is being held up by Waterman. It was a maul, calls the referee, so this ball doesn't come out. It'll be England put into the scrum, and there it is.
Should have been a referee, Johnny.
No thanks. Shirts are too tight.
Yeah, here's where she gets wrapped up, doesn't she? Just too high in that contact area. Danielle Waterman, so strong. So strong, always in that contact.
Crouch.
So interesting first scrum here. Suspect Matt Ferguson, the forwards coach, who could watch line-outs and scrums all day long, all week long, analysing them. He's saying, put the squeeze on again in that area. Hannah Jones, wearing 23, early replacement. Karen Lake went off with an arm-shoulder injury early in the piece. England just playing that territory, Gray.
Open White. This
you
is
can
the
see
middle.
now why England will be happy just to peg Wales back. Wales was struggling, both liner and scrum time the end of that first half. So England kick the ball into those far corners, pin them back and then put the pressure on. Big one for Caris Phillips.
Better throw, better timing.
A better decision to throw to the front.
Yep.
Somebody mentioned that.
5, get out. 5, get out.
Good drive as well from Wales.
She's through the middle.
Said in that first half, fixable mistakes. Plenty of what Wales were doing wrong in that first half. Like that line out. Tackling a little bit too high. Having some patience, committing more players to the breakdown. There we are. There's 4 or 5 there. Make sure you keep hold of the ball. Just making it too easy for England.
First arrival. That's it now. Counter-rack is good.
Need a few more. There again, somehow Mr. Clay started this whole thing up with the line-out win. Gets that ball back. Butchers. Wilkins, far she is behind that gain line though. Not even up to
Advantage.
where the last ruck was. England have the advantage and now the full penalty as well.
England just constantly on top in that breakdown area, aren't they? As you say, Wales just about managed to get away with one where England counter-rucked, but England getting in first and getting in lower and getting in with more numbers. It's the big hits first up that means that the contact is on England's terms, not on Wales' terms. 2 hits, 1 going high, totally stops the momentum of the player taking the ball into contact, and that's what gives Marley Packer the chance to have a go for the ball, because the Welsh support players aren't on the front foot, can't get over the ball quickly.
There's Marley Packer come out in this second half with no number, it seems, on her back. Waterman. That one goes backwards.
Ruck was formed.
Another penalty for England.
Hands in.
We will say 50-50 for the pass and catch at the end of the first half between Burford and Waterman. Pass dying on Molly Waterman. Ruck was formed and Wales again just giving simple penalty away.
6.
Daly McLean, of course, responsible for all the kicking today. We know Amber Reid out with an ankle injury. Are expecting her back later in the tournament.
Ladies, I need you to pick up the discipline when you get the word on. Okay.
You heard over the referee's mic at home there. Wales being told to pick up their discipline. Tamara Taylor's sacked to ground by Beth Lewis. 1-1, that's fine, and then England just put the foot down on the pedal, the power pedal, as they have the ability to do it. Such technically sound unit, this England pack. They want to go all the way here. Marley Packer driving the bus. It's a comfortable ride in the cab. It's over the line. Can the referee see it? She can. And she awards it, and who will emerge at the bottom there? I think it's Marley Packer. Driving gloves and all.
Without a doubt, the forward pack, and Matt Ferguson talked about that at half-time. In the first half, Wales managed to win the ball back off England. England really clear instructions from the referee to use it. So England would have been desperate to come out in the second half and get it right. And get it right, they certainly did. The patience here, you can see Marley Packer itching to get off the back there and starring, but the patience, the organisation. And the ball gradually creeping forward. And the ball takes an age to get to the floor once they get over the line, but it gets there eventually. You can just see it creeping down, touches that blade of grass.
Brian?
2 is added.
Okay.
By Daly McLean. She was sick and tired of the other back rows, wasn't she? Scoring all the points. Hat-trick from Hunter last week. Try from Cleo last week and this week. want to get it on the act.
Exactly that. Usually it's Marley Packer, the one getting on the score sheet, isn't it? She must have felt left out last week.
Scored 2 tries in the World Cup last year, Marley Packer, 5 in 2014, when of course England were crowned champions. Plumber by trade. You see the level of rugby that we're seeing here at the Twickenham Stoop, and you will see throughout the Women's Six Nations. What I understand is a fully professional outfit without being professional. These are amateur players.
Professional with a small p, doing everything you possibly can to be the best you can possibly be.
Wales certainly a wider view of growing. It certainly doesn't look like that on the score sheet at the moment, but the wider view of Wales women's rugby as it is growing year on year. Growing in the attack here, just as Sarah Byrne gets the offload against her opposite number, Carol Thomas. Hunter, head down, legs pumping. Scott now as that rate comes down slightly heavier. Dana McLean using those big runners, and at the timing of the clear out from Byrne and Clark. Waterman for Dow. Kill done, just overrunning slightly, not the first time today, but she's 18 years of age. Daisy, 18.
Outrageous talent and composure, isn't it, for someone of that age? So balanced, so chilled on the pitch. That England are getting their timing slightly wrong out wide sometimes when they're using the pass that goes behind the runner, when they're using the wraparound. The outside players are just getting a little bit ahead of themselves. You have to wait, have a little cup of tea while they're doing the wraparound in the middle and get your timing, take your timing a bit later. At the moment, they're just getting a little bit flat.
You knew how many scouts she's being built up. Nearly killed up. Invented by her as well.
Nothing like putting pressure on a young player, is there?
On you go. It's the giant-sized boots to fill.
Don't swim, don't swim. No, she's bound.
Now it's Wales' turn to just respond physically. When we talk about that psychological element of the game, England certainly in this opening 10 minutes of the second half just put the pressure on physically at set-piece time. Clearly something they spoke about at half-time.
And England clearly trying to put a lot of pressure on the Welsh half-backs here.
Yeah.
Robin Wilkins ran down a bit of a blind alley.
History doesn't favour them.
Middle. On the maul, just get them coming in from the back, in the gate.
Only one win in the last 8 encounters. 3 years ago now in the Six Nations, 13-0 at St Helens. It's only their second win in the previous 34 encounters.
Knock on the ground, advantage.
Clear. Good turnover work again, she is enjoying. Another very good afternoon, probably Clear, the Saracen. Plays with her twin sister in the back row for Saracens. 14 tries this season. Tyrrell's Premier 15s.
No advantage.
That's twice.
Sup.
Last couple of minutes we've had an interception from Sarah Byrne, a turnover. Wales just, when they have that ball, just not looking after it well enough. And Robin Wilkins
White scrum.
Goes off, her afternoon is done.
England back row particularly have been putting a lot of pressure on Robin Wilkins, making it difficult for her to make decisions. To be fair, the whole pack putting pressure on Robin Wilkins as well, because they're so dominant at the moment over the Welsh pack. It means she's always on the back foot getting the ball.
Corky George has come on for Robin Wilkins. Rocky Clark off for England. That front row, there's a replacement. Vicky Cornborough. And Rona Burnfield on as well for Abby Scott. We'll just see Rona Burnfield back. Speaking of twins, he's one of her triplets.
Because once you standing up, then it's up.
One of triplets. She works so hard, Ro Burnfield. One of those players who does all of the hard work when nobody's looking, working into the breakdown, getting up, getting to the next breakdown, getting up, getting to the next breakdown, putting the next tackle in, always working hard, doing the unsung stuff. She's never going to be the hat-trick hero, but she's the one who creates the space, wins the ball.
Crouch. Bind.
A long time out with concussion issues. Really good to see her back. Not only in a Richmond shirt, but an England shirt as well. Hunter. Where's that one got? Luckily it's bounced off Parker for Daly McLean to take it back for England. It pops out now. Leanne Riley just about finds it. Gildan. De Pupilipo. Squirts out again. Wales in possession. Now's the time for Wales to look after this ball.
It doesn't matter how many phases, just keep the ball, keep working your way up the pitch.
Snowsill. Poor pass on the base. Gave George no chance whatsoever. Wales building here. Too much on the pass from George to Jones. A frustrating afternoon, you would think, for Rolo Phillips. Very engaging man, knows what it's like to play international rugby, but plenty to ponder.
Plenty to ponder for him, and plenty to ponder for Katie McLean too. 3 or 4 times now that charge down's come in. She is a top player, an experienced player. You've got to think, why is this happening? Just take a few more steps back if needed. It's not a complicated game. Putting England under pressure.
Bind.
Yeah.
Sit.
May not, looking increasingly so that it's going to be an issue today. Go into the that 4th round, that away game against France beginning to loom now, isn't it, for England? Away in the next round, 2 weeks' time against Scotland, and then finishing up against Ireland at home at Coventry, a double header with the under-20s. Kildare given the pass. Kavanagh Williams, fine tackle. Meant it. Wharton trying to get away with the blade knock-on, but she doesn't. The officials are right there.
The referee's too good for that, isn't she? Ball comes out to Kildare with a brilliant hit. If Kildare had just got the ball away, there was loads of space, but what a hit that was. Totally stopped the momentum, didn't it?
Hold your space on the bind. No pre-engage.
Finished up 7th in the World Cup.
Crouch.
Wales, that win over
Bind.
Ireland. I know that poor home tournament for them. Having bombed out to Canada. Canada owed a performance in that playoff game, but finished on a high against Ireland. Finished 7th. Backed that up with that victory last week at Colwyn Bay, 18 points to 17. They lost to Scotland last year by a single point. Conditions have worsened here. Tell that by the handling errors in the second half as Marley Packer, the latest try scorer for England, takes it forward again. Daly McLean, this time she is not charged down and weights that kick superbly. When she gets it right, she gets it very, very right.
And talking about the worsening conditions, you can see the raindrops on the screen. That's exactly the right tactic from Daly McLean.
Okay.
It gets harder and harder when it's greasy to run the ball from your own half. So
Moving at the scrum.
much better option. Kick the ball into the corners and put the pressure on Wales at the line out.
Numbers.
10 debutants last week.
Use it once, going backwards.
For Wales.
Turnover's good there.
Three of those debutants in the starting 15 today. Tell it's a well-oiled, experienced England side. Get some ladies just beginning to get the feel of international rugby. Byrne driving. Held up. Just got a body on the wrong side.
Yeah, you could see the legs were driving over the line. There's no way they were going to stop her getting over, but the body height, direction, where the ball wasn't right, there's no way she was going to be able to get that down over the line. It's a great leg drive though, isn't it? Poppy Cleal, Roe Burnfield helping her over. Roe Burnfield instrumental in turning that ball over in the first place, again doing the hard work in the tight.
Nigel Melville, Steve Brown, all the important RFU bods in today.
On the 5, yeah. Time back on.
Such is the way when the Prince is in town.
He looked like he had quite a bit to say about the game there as well, didn't he?
See, aficionado, patron of the RFU, up against his brother, of course, patron of the WRU. Scrum again, penalty is coming. England aren't interested in that, they're just interested in 5. They've got 7 more points. Hunter, she did it last week. There's a boot come in there. Just wonder if the referee was going to go underneath the posts. Question mark.
1 on the angle.
Very clear, wasn't it? Boot came in. Sarah Hunter was just about to pick the ball up and it got kicked out away from her fingertips. Here it comes. She just reaches down here and there it goes. The boot in. You could argue, I suppose, that it was just all in the melee. All those bodies, boots in different directions.
No.
If you want the penalty or penalty try, you've got to get it.
And there's 3 officials out there. There's a television match official as well. That boot doesn't come here. Sarah Hunter
is in for a
scores the try. That's what the penalty try is there for, unless she drops it, of course. It just
England won't mind another go at the scrummage, so will they after that one?
That point made by a Welshman in our ears, of course.
Ladies, we're already pre-engaged there, okay? All right.
Big ask this for Wales now. Smile on the face of Carol Thomas.
You've got to relish it, haven't you? You've got to relish that front row battle. If you don't enjoy that, then you definitely don't want to be in that front row.
Nowhere else to be.
6.
Good strike for Cockade. See that too often nowadays. Come down on the far side. Between Cornborough and Evans. Daly McLean for Burford! Rachel Burford! Almost a dummy with a scrum. The chip throughs, nothing wrong with the kick in there from Katie Daly McLean. Right on the same wavelength as Burford. Lovely score.
It's a lovely little piece of skill, this. Good pass from Leanne Riley, but just the accuracy and the weight on that kick, which meant the ball just trickled over the line, and then the pick-up from Rachel Burford. Those are not easy. The ball is bobbling, it's low, you've got to get that right. But a brilliant combo from the experienced 10-12 England axis. And that's her last piece of action today. Rachel Burford scores the try and jogs off the pitch. She needs to put some ice on that knee to get ready for the next game.
Katie Mattinson on the field at scrum half. They don't look overly happy, the England coaches. I suspect they will be. Marley Packer done as well. Same with the bodies as well. Izzy Knowles-Smith, who scored for backup. There she is wearing 20. No lack of physicality with Knowles-Smith coming on the field.
No hands, red.
Leanne Riley, Bosco half, Katie Mattinson. 21, confirmation of those changes. Burford off as well.
Not out.
Lauren Cattell coming on for her. Wasn't originally in the 23. The injury to Zoe Harrison wasn't risked today.
Nothing right.
A few handling errors from both teams now, aren't they? Getting greasy out there, Emika Kay in that time.
White 3. Red 1 and 2. White 3,
There's that try from Rachel Burford. A lovely rugby league style chip through from Daly McLean. Selfless work from those two. Carol Thomas, her work is done for the afternoon.
Crouch. Bind.
Karis Phillips off as well. Kelsey Jones replacing her. Under pressure again at Wales scrum. Just hardly anything replacing George can do. She's got Sarah Hunter.
It's available.
All over her, Poppy Cleal all over her, and England turn it over. Kildare
Advantage.
outside the back of the hand. Audacious ambition and talent.
England have had a lot of ball in the outside channels, and on occasion they're just taking it on a little bit too far, not moving the ball into the hands of the wingers. Abby Dow, Charlotte Pierce, a couple of times they've been in acres of space, but the player inside is just taking it on that little bit too far.
Suspected looking at the games last week, there would be a little bit of space out wider for England. Probably through the middle though that they've scored their tries.
Shoulder out. Don't pre-engage.
Still 16 minutes left, of course. Wales still to control the score up.
Crouch. Bind.
And at the moment they're not looking like stringing anything together, are they? Too many mistakes. You've got to build phases in international rugby to pressure defences, and they're just being unable to do that today.
It's about pressure, isn't it?
No advantage.
Charlotte Harris, who's now the Wales captain, picks that ball up. It's yet another one of those unforced errors, and as a coach, I would feel to say, well, don't mind making mistakes if they're unforced, but if they're forced, but the unforced errors they could cut out of their game, just not being able to do that.
No, and you watch Wales in the warm-up, the handling looked really slick, moving the ball wide, moving the ball into the hands of the wingers. In this game now, they've become under so much pressure from England. They're so tired now from all the defending, psychologically under the cosh, that even the simple passes through the midfield just aren't going to hand.
Karis Hale on for Amy Evans, so a whole new front row for Wales. Just Amy Cockayne who remains for England amongst those 6. Justin Lucas, good to see her back. Missed the altar with an ankle complaint. Big scrummager. She and Vicky Cornborough made a big impact when they came on last week against Italy.
Quite a front row to have on the bench for England, isn't it?
And Vicky Fleetwood, of course, is away with the 7s as well. Midfield scrum. Katie Mattinson puts boot to ball. Says in these conditions at 40-0, you can play rugby from your own 22, Wales. And again, it's sensible stuff for England's replacement scrum half.
Well-placed kick from her. Another bright one for the future. England keep on covering these players. She just wanted it to stay in the pitch, so Wales would have to run it off, but nevertheless, still puts the Welsh liner under pressure.
Hey, Tuima. On the field for Abby Dowling, it's gone off. So Waterman goes on to the wing. England win the line out as well. Problem keeps cropping up for Wales. Lucas. Gildan moves back to 15. Tuima in at 13. Noel Smith. England just wave after wave of physicality. Wales knew it would be coming, stopping at a very different proposition. Poppy Cleal. Clear from Daly McLean. Cattell. Neat step from her. Mattinson. Charlotte Pearce. They were relentless right to the end last week, England.
Don't pull them in.
Karis Hale is down in the midfield, so Wales job made it a little bit harder with 14 players. Cornborough. Straight into Beth Lewis. Noel Smith with a very neat step.
Look, leave it now, Red.
Cockayne. Burnfield goes backwards as the referee. Cockayne. England showing that patience with ball in hand that has evaded Wales all afternoon. Tamara Taylor, little pop to Noel Smith. Cattell asking for it, demanding it from her scrum half. Clear from Tuima. Daly McLean. Waterman. Short side again. Gildan on a short angle, thought that ball was wanting to go to Charlotte Pearce. And it's England who, in the end, outdo themselves.
Yeah, England showing some great patience there, that continuity that Wales have been striving for all day, but never managed to get to. Ellie Cullen, it was a great line, but just couldn't quite claim the ball.
Karis Hale, the Gloucester Hartbury player, not Davis. Amy Evans is having to come back on the field. A bit part, a little cameo from Karis Hale. Sad to see a player going off, experienced in the Six Nations. His injury here, just got caught. Oh. We're both wincing up here.
Yeah,
Time's still off.
that one looked like it hurt.
It's not nice doing that. Clark Davis started last week, rotated with Amy Cockayne this week.
Crouch.
Straight into the middle of that scrum.
Bind.
Wales put it.
Set.
Just under 12 minutes left. Here in part 2 of England-Wales this weekend. England's under-20s young men, victorious last night.
Time off.
Natalia John was driven all the way back. If you've heard some
It was knocked on or carried back by red. I wasn't sighted, there was too many white bodies on the floor.
Okay.
rather
Brian,
unsavoury language within that piece.
can we have a look?
Apologies.
There's potential grounding. We're not sure if it's knocked down by white, it was taken back by red, or was actually grounded.
So we're checking for a potential knock-on or a potential grounding.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice, the television match official, being
go on.
asked to
Hey.
have a look at this one.
It's grounding here.
Once the knees are on the floor, isn't it a tackle on the ball carry previous to this?
We'll have a look.
It seems
Amy,
to me.
if you just have a look, I'll line this shot up again.
Brian, that's quite a fast screen. Yeah.
So we're just going to play it again. So watch here, you'll see it's a white hand, 19, that has pulled the ball forward. It's gone forward off white. It's a defensive 5-metre scrum.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. Knock on white.
Exactly what he said. The ball went forward, didn't it, off Rogue Burnfield's hands. She's trying to get in there to wrestle the ball away. The referee and the assistant referee just totally
7 and
unsighted.
9.
So going upstairs, but very, very clear forward from Rogue Burnfield.
So the television match official is there to be used quickly and efficiently.
Bit of grass. Yeah.
And the last 2 replacements for Wales come on the field. Jade Knight
No. Take
plays
it
just
back,
down the
please.
road of Richmond.
You can't come past the 5. Come closer.
Started last week with a second cap this afternoon.
I'll move that way.
Near Ellen Davis on the field as well.
Crouch. Bind.
Great exposure this for these
Set.
Welsh players winning cap 2, 3, 4 against the driving force in women's rugby. Speaking of driving force, it's England with a huge scrum. It's knocked over that try line. At very least it will be an England scrum, you would think.
Let's check that. Anything from you?
We're going to check again.
I had taken back by red, but a potential
I have the
grounding.
same.
Okay. Brian, can we please check? First view, I've got taken back by red, but there's a potential grounding by white again.
Okay, so we'll check, try yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Same question. Just wonder about the knock-on before. Certainly looked like a knock-on. That's 5, putting the ball back over Melissa Clay, isn't it? Putting the ball back over her line.
Amy, I have a decision for you.
Yes, Brian?
The ball was grounded by red, so attacking 5-metre scrum.
Okay. No try. Taken back by
And
red.
Wales just taking on water, and they look up and it's now an England scrum 5 metres out.
Just under so much pressure, aren't they, Wales? It all came from the previous scrum. The England pack, all 8 of them, driving the Welsh back.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Now the Virtually replacement Pat asked to do for the starting 8 dip. Hunter sets off. Step to the right-hand side. Great pick-up, is it? Normally it's from Sarah Hunter. He goes short side, into the corner. It's Poppy clear. 3 tries in 2 weeks. It was inevitable in the end.
It's a very, very good finish, this. The catch, very low when you're that tall, taking the ball over the line, lurking on the outside, Poppy Cleal. She's been all over the pitch today, hasn't she? 2 tries a game, becoming a more and more dominant force for this England team.
Player move, isn't it? Training round stuff. Sarah Hunter goes round to the right-hand side. Poppy Cleal, another big ball carrier, goes out to the blind side. Opened up. Dana McLean will scrub that one up. 10 points to the England fly half, though.
Hanging out there in the glory position for this one, Poppy Cleal. Sometimes you're in there doing all the hard work. Sometimes the move says you've just got to hang out there, wait for the ball to come to you. She did her job.
Kicker, last time you
finished it off.
I'll have 2 in front. Just try before the line.
Still don't look happy, do they?
No. Just down from us here at commentary box. Backwards, says the referee, off on a Burnfield's shoulder. And Wales,
on the side from 16.
again, when they review this game, come tomorrow, Monday, they come back into camp together. Limited time, of course, being amateurs. They will look at this game and scratch their heads. They made some of the decisions they made today.
Well, just that one. England in their defensive half, one of the few times in this half. Wales putting them under pressure, and then just to give the penalty away. Coming in from the side gives Katie McLean a chance to clear the lines. England, easy ball.
Play on.
Line-out's gone all right. Still work-ons there. Tamara Taylor, they're lining up here. Just need to give it to a quicker. Hunter. It's all forwards though. Good offering herself, Justin Lucas. Wanted that ball there. Dominated the contact. Hand in there again. Shannon Harris. In the first half,
Good
that was
turnover,
a
no
full
advantage.
penalty.
Would have been a good turnover.
I think the referee certainly believed she was trying to catch that one, didn't she? Said it would have been a good turnover. For me, England getting a little bit flat now, enabling Wales to get right on top of them, put pressure on the handling. They could afford just to take a couple of steps, create more space out wide.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Quadra.
Crouch. Here to you.
Well over
Fine.
4,000 here at the Twickenham Stoop.
Set.
Over the expected. And considering the weather, good turnout to see England in rampant form.
Back. Leave it red.
Cleal worked tirelessly all afternoon. Martinson. Mel Smith. Stripped this time. Butchers, who the biggest girl, the Swansea lass. And again, has just tried against a losing cause. Martinson. Got scrappier as this game has gone on with the replacements, the weather coming in. Doesn't bode for a classic game of running rugby over the road later on, does it?
No, very good point. Over the road later on, it would have been raining for quite a lot longer. It's getting really greasy out there. What have Wales got for these last 5 minutes? Really need to challenge themselves when they get their hands on this ball, to keep it really simple, to look after it in the breakdown. They need the phases of possession, don't they?
Doesn't get any easier for them away to Donnybrook in the next round. Hardy beginning to build again slowly. Around here, Briggs at fly half. Of course, hosting Italy tomorrow. Scotland against France and Scotland later on this evening.
Get off.
And Birdfield telling her a ball serve. Tuima.
Advantage, not coming.
Chipped ahead, playing advantage. The ball is going to
No advantage,
win the race.
You do really well to come through the middle, but as soon as you're going to go off your feet, I have to stop you.
It was like a music concert, that wasn't it, from Rona Birdfield, just passing the person back.
Nothing you can do once you're in that position is they just got to wait.
You were the one who made the point about her just trying. Everything she possesses. Great example of it.
Bind. Set. Steady.
Got to admire the character from Wales. Certainly never thrown in the towel. Showed that character they showed. Superbly well against Scotland, just up against a better team this lunchtime. Cleal again, still smashing into people. That time Hannah Jones.
Not on the ball, Red. Back foot.
Hunter straightens, keeps that defensive line honest. Pace the ball again. Daly McLean, Tuima, Kildan.
Wide.
Kildan is down and swing low, sweet chat rings out here in the Twickenham Stoop. And for the England coach, I guess it's one of those perfect ones, isn't it? Great first half, plenty to work on in that second half, but in terms of the good performances, who's been your standout player?
It's a difficult one, isn't it, today? It's been a team performance from England. It's the pack has been dominant. Katie McLean has pulled the strings really well, but I wanted to pick one of the pack because it's been all about them dominating. And Poppy Cleal just popped up, scored her second try. She's been all over the pitch today, hasn't she? Getting more and more involved in the game. Such a key ball carrier for England. So for me, player of the match, Poppy Cleal.
2 weeks in a row. Six Nations player of the match. Round 1, and she scored her first try in an England shirt. Player of the match in his second round of this Six Nations, and she scores 2 tries. Next round, 3 tries, and so on.
That's how it works.
No.
Balls on the ground.
Be nice if it did. Wales still trying, huffing and puffing all day long at the English house.
You get out now.
Here in the shadow of home of English rugby has stayed very, very firm.
No.
Jade Knight waits.
You're offside there.
Hook to ball. Just gives more opportunities for England. And some space as well. Kildan stops. And goes. Eddie Kildan! Oh my word! What a score from the teenager! Absolutely audacious! turn the defender inside and outside, and then just put the afterburners on.
Can I change my mind about player of the match? What a try that is! So it goes from the match to Danielle Waterman, the pass to Ellie Kildun, and this is a try worthy of Danielle Waterman. That stop and go, and then having done that, she just, the gas that took her over the line. That is an outstanding try from England's youngster. And the first one to congratulate her, the first player to run up and give her a huge hug, Danielle Waterman, the player that's taught her pretty much everything she knows. She needs to revel in that try, Ellie Kildun. Those tries do not come along very often. That was poetry in motion.
Oh, what a score. What a way to finish, and England up to the 50-point mark. Goes over 50, 52.
The pass from Danielle Waterman was perfect. A couple of times today she's taken that in. That time she chose to pass it out, and Ellie Kildun, it was the stop and go. The stop and go that took her around Hannah Jones. And then the gas, though, she got around Hannah Jones, and then here, she goes bang, right, now I'm going to start sprinting. Brilliant finish.
Just naturally, ball in the right hand.
Come on, thanks, Eric.
We went to England training back in November in that series, that 3-0 series against Canada they won. Watch out for this girl, she's really, really special. That was from Emily Scarrett. That is some way to finish this game. It really is absolutely superb from England. Absolutely rampant at times, England. The 8th try scored by Ellie Kildun. Scintillating style. Applause from Prince Harry. England, it's a job well done, the full 10 points. And they beat Wales here at the Twickenham Stoop, 52 points to 0. Yes, that second half got scrappy, Sue Day, but that first half was exemplary, wasn't it? And then that way to finish with that Ellie Kildun try.
You're always striving for the perfect game.